Hello, my friends, and how are you today? Welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting, and let's see if I can remember this intro. This I'm Kim, and this is my podcast where I talk about knitting, spinning, and dyeing of yarn, all of which I do right here in my home outside of Lima, Ohio. And I live here with my very handsome husband, Randy, his father, Ronald, Ronald's cat, Tommy, our kitty cat Heather, and my dog Ginger, which we figured out all three of them are probably about the same age. Anyways, yes, I used my old introduction, and do you know why? Because this week, I did knit and spin and dyed some yarn. How about that? Anyways, today is May 10th, and this is episode number 281, and somehow my show notes ended up halfway down the notes. That's not going to help me. There we go. I like to have it here so I don't forget anything. Anyways, you can find me online on YouTube, Blogger, WordPress, and I'm forgetting one, and Facebook as Naturally Kim's Knitting. On Ravelry, I'm NapiersKnits, and then we have a Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. And then on Instagram, I'm knittin_Kim. Now, I am an affiliate with Knitpicks, their sister company We Crochet, and Michael's. I love all three of those stores. I live close to Hobby Lobby and Joann's, but it's very difficult to become affiliates with them. Anyways, I want to share with you. Well, Knitpicks, their 2% site wide sale is over. 2%, 20% is over, but I was lucky enough to get into there because I had a knitting needle that I'm using for my honeybee blanket broke. It was my fault. I was too rough with it. I was getting ready to leave church, and I put it in my bag, wasn't paying any attention, got home, the needle was broken. This is what happens when you use wooden needles. But the nickel plated needles are too tough on my hands. And I have troubles with bamboo in that they break even easier. So, anyways, I had to go to Knitpicks and buy two different needles because I also, well, no, I can't remember what happened to the needle that I generally use to start socks with. Something happened with it. And so I had to get another one of those too. So I was able to get in there while they were still having their sales. But anyways, that's over. I'm sorry. Oh, I haven't yawned all day. You guys just make me so comfortable that I just feel like I'm relaxed. Anyways, from Knitpicks and We Crochet, you can you can save up to 15% off. Oh, sorry, the bear yarn. The yarn that you dye yourself. You can save up to 15% off when you buy it in bulk. But then they also have 20% off all their books. And then they have a build your own value pack. You can save 20% when you buy 10 or more skeins. It's easy to buy 10 skeins if you're making an Afghan or something, I've discovered. I'd forgotten. It's been a while since I'd made a real Afghan, but I'm discovering this. Now, Michael's are having a special where you can save, you can earn 3% in rewards. They have like vouchers, rewards that they would send you. So you can save 3% you can earn 3% in rewards every time you shop. Or if you spend over $300 there in a year, you can earn 6%. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be, earning that 6%, I'm sure. Anyways, because I've decided after I make my temperature Afghan, I still have the charts that I made up for Molly and Ian. And so I want to make one for each one of them. Well, I made one for Molly. I would like to make one for Ian. So, anyways, And then I have all kinds of ideas in my head. I want to make one for each of the grandkids and all that jazz too. Anyway, so I'll be doing these for a long time, but that it's a good thing I don't mind doing them. Okay. Now we do have craft alongs. Now, if you go to the threads, it may say knit alongs. I'm sorry, that's just habit, but they are craft alongs. And on all of our craft alongs, there are two people who win prizes. That those winners, they get a choice of one of three prizes. There's a $10 Knit Picks gift card, a $10 ooh, I forgot, Michael's gift card, or giftable pattern up to $10. Now, in addition to those, each winner, as long as the war is going on in Ukraine, I am also awarding one Myla's Knit Corner pattern to each of the winners. She is taking the money from the patterns she sells, and she is donating all that money to Ukraine. She volunteers with the rescue of the refugees. She's marvelous. She's amazing. I say that every week, but she is. So, anyways, that's how I'm supporting her. I'm including one of her patterns in with every prize. Talking about prizes, before I get going much far, oh no, let me get through the craft alongs since I am on there. Then I'll see if I remember what I was going to sidetrack to. Okay, so we have a finished object craft along, and it will end May 31st. I will close the thread June 1st and draw prizes whenever it is that I wake up or actually turn my computer on. So, anyways, for the finished object craft along, all you have to do, woo! I'm in that mood. I'm sorry. Is take a picture of your finished object, post it in the right thread in Ravelry. If there's a pattern name, please label it so that other people like me or other people can shop Ravelry and find it. Or if it's not, it doesn't have to be a Ravelry pattern. It could be any pattern. So, sorry, I thought my necklace, it is. I'm sure I've shown this to you before. This is my cross. And then Genevieve bought me a necklace and bracelet set for my birthday. And these two little tabs here say, be still. Because I told her that's one thing Grandma has to do sometimes, is I have to just be still and breathe. So she also gave me, the bracelet says, breathe in, breathe out, I think. I have to look at it again. So sorry. I got distracted. I do that. It's like I'm chatting with you guys. I may not stay on topic, but you know what? Sometimes when you're talking with friends, you get waylaid a little bit. So I finished talking about the finished object. Now, we have another one going on, and I wasn't very clear last week on this, so I apologize. I think it was I Now Hours that brought it to my attention. We're having crafted items in blue and yellow for May and June. Same thing as the finished object. Craft something with blue and yellow colors in it. Yes, you may have other colors. Yes, if it's a variegated and it has blue and yellow, fine. But I want to be able to see the blue and yellow. Okay? So once again, you'll take a picture, post it in the correct thread in Ravelry, put a pattern name with it if there is one, and it'll be eligible for a prize. Now, all of these, that will be, I'll close that one on July 1st. All of these, I don't do the choosing. It's always random number generator. So, yeah. And I do go through each one of the entries. So, like if somebody last month had a baby blanket, it looked like a layette. And I counted each item separately when I put it in random number generator. Well, it doesn't matter. It's easier if you do each one separately, but it looked beautiful and I was able to break it down. So it didn't matter. Okay, Now, all of my craft alongs, you're welcome to poly dip. That means if you finish the blue and yellow item and you want, and it's a finished object, so you can put it in the finished object craft along as well as the blue and yellow. Um, you can use it in other craft alongs as long as it follows their rules too. Okay? Now, once I announce the winners, you have until the 15th of the month to get in touch with me and let me know. And there are times when we have to go back and forth and, you know, but if you get in touch with me originally, the prize is yours. Originally before the 15th, the prize is yours. Okay? So speaking of prizes, Linda's, are your ears perked up? You both have received Myla's Knit Corner pattern you requested. Linda LMECOLL, you get the worsted weight knitology in purple. It is soft. And then TRILINDA, you've got your pattern and you get the sports weight yarn. Yay! With the sparkles. So as soon as they send me their names and addresses and I can get my husband off to the post office, those will be on their way. Sorry. Very thirsty. They're stirring up dust down at the intersection. It's a beautiful day, so I have my doors open. I try to. One keeps getting shut on me. If you hear noise in the background, that's what it is. I don't live on a very super busy street, road, whatever. But they're working on the intersection down here, and they will be for a couple months. Oh, there's been accidents. Three out of the last 4 days. So sad. I don't like that. They're doing a roundabout, which is supposed to make it so there'll be fewer accidents. However, we may end up mounting up accidents before it's finished to equal the last 10, 15 years. Who knows? Anyways, okay. What's on my needles? Now, before I forget, my temperature Afghan, I have completed it up through February 21st. So I've made a little more headway on it. If you see, I've added, it's called Clear Blue. It's at the top. Yeah. I'll hold it up. And with that, I had to order some more yarn because I was running out of the grass. So I got more yarn. I got they sent the lavender separately. I got that on Sunday, put it back in my room. Wasn't thinking about showing it. I'm sorry. But I got 3 more skeins of grass because my goodness, we used a lot of this. And then I got some more aqua because that's a favorite color too. Not as favorite as grass, but it may change. And then I got one called Lippy or Rose Bonbon. So those are going to go back in the bedroom in my yarn storage. Okay, so that's the temperature Afghan. Let me show you this. Not made as much progress as I wanted to, but I'm farther along than I was last week. And no, I haven't started any more soup kitchen socks yet. I'm going to finish these and then I'm going to make a pair of soup kitchen socks, then I'll come back to another pair of these. So these are what I call my Fiona Advent socks, made from the Advent yarn that Fiona sent me for Christmas 2 years ago that I opened this year. I'm loving them. I love socks like this. I'm thinking the next ones I'm going to actually, instead of just letting it all be stripes, I might actually put a pattern along the top. I have 1 or 2 more patterns that the Knitting Expat put out in her sock collection the last time that I haven't done yet. So I'm thinking I may do those on my next socks. Oops, I didn't put the yarn back in. So those are my Fiona Advent socks. Yay! Then I have something else. What else do I have? Honeybee! My very special honeybee for my future grandbaby. I've made quite a bit of progress on that. If you look, it looks like the cells in a honey in the beehive. Cool, huh? And what I like about this is a cotton acrylic yarn, and it feels soft. And but being cotton, it's due around September 6th. Can still be warm around here for another month after that. So cotton, nice for that. After that, it gets a little bit chilly. Well, wherever you have these slip stitches, it's a double fabric. So I'm thinking maybe a little bit more warmth. So this is by Myla. This is Myla's Knit Corner design, and I love it. Okay, let's see. That's it for I didn't finish anything. However, I do have a couple of things more to show you. So this is from a new place I've never purchased from before, but the name of it is Jakira Farms from Norris Springs, Iowa. I got it on Etsy, and it's a merino tencel roving, 4 ounces, 50-50 merino tencel. I didn't see that before. It's a spinning fiber. Look at that color. I haven't spun for a while, and I thought it's time. This is 4 ounces. These will make beautiful socks. I love spinning sock yarn. And going along with that, yes, I have been spinning again. I don't know if you guys remember last year. I'm sure I talked about how I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan. They've not had a great beginning to their year. But I'm a diehard Reds fan. I may have told you this before too, but I got introduced to baseball by my brothers because we had one TV, well, we had 2 TVs, but one was black and white, and it was in my mom's room, mom and dad's room, and it was a tiny little thing. So you only went in there if there was really a show you wanted to watch, because otherwise the TV out in the living room was my oldest brother had purchased it. And so we were always supposed to let him have preference as to what he watched. Well, that involved a lot of football, baseball, wrestling, He didn't really watch basketball that much, but my mom did. My mom loved basketball. So it was either just watch the little black and white, which nothing's wrong with that, but when you have a color television, or sit there and read a book while something is going on, or learn the rules and start watching. Well, my 2 brothers not only helped to teach me the rules, they would take me down to Cincinnati Reds game once in a while, both of them. They would take me down, Nick and Rick. I don't remember if we always went together or if we went separately, but we would go down to the Reds game, and I loved it. Now, this was also the time of the big red machine in the 70s. You had Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, Tony Perez, David Concepcion, Joe Morgan, all those. And I got to watch those once in a while. Now, not my oldest brother, but my other, Nick, my one that's 3 years older than me, he goes quite often now. I don't know if he has season passes, but he goes quite often. But don't know if he's gone this year or much. Anyways, so this year the Reds have had the worst start in their franchise history. But I'm not going to give up on them. I know this is a long story. It will have an ending. Because, I had to put my story in there because I know my brother Rick watches. And because of him, I am a diehard Reds fan. So Rick, I think of you every time, and I know he watches my podcast. So, anyways, so the other day, um, what got it started? Well, I just decided I wanted to. If you remember the fleece that I snow dyed in the winter that I wasn't happy about, was just been sitting around. I thought this is ridiculous. He bought me Kool-Aid a long time ago, months ago, and I just never did anything with it. I thought, okay, we're gonna over dye that fleece, which I wasn't sure, and I did it with cherry Kool-Aid. This is my dyeing, and I love it. I did this on purpose. I didn't care if every little piece of it was covered. It when it spins it makes it so cool. So I did, I think, 8 ounces of it, and this is merino, but it also has not nylon, but I can't think what it is. Anyways, so I'm gonna spin all this up, see if I can get a couple pair of socks made out of it. One for me, and one for possibly a brother. I don't know. So, anyways, that's my story. The other day I was watching the Red Zone. They started winning, and I'm just so thrilled. In fact, I only seen the first game of the doubleheader, and so I'm 1, 2, 3 games behind. And I know they lost the second game, but that's okay. They won last night against the number one team. That's my Reds. Never give up on them. So I decided the other day, well, I had to split this fleece in half because it was too big to fit in the pan. I decided to oven dye, and it was going to be too big to fit in the pan in the oven. So I split it in half, and I dyed half on Saturday and half on Sunday. Let it dry, got it out, and and my first half was actually dry on Sunday, so I started spinning it while I was watching the Reds. It's red fleece for my Reds. I am so happy about that. So, and I know why I decided to do it, because it was Mother's Day that weekend. And I thought, why not? Nobody's going to get me fleece. I might as well get myself some fleece and, well, might as well dye my own fleece. So that's what I did. Let's see. Oh, I have had two things that have been frustrating this week. The first really frustrating, kind of scary thing happened one day last week. I don't even remember which day. I want to say Thursday, but I'm not sure. We'd been having rain. If you remembered last podcast, we'd been having rain, and I decided to, well, I have to take the dog out for walks. But we were walking underneath the overhang at our barn, and there's always a puddle at this one spot. No big deal. I started walking through like I always do. It wasn't just water, though. It was mud. My foot hit that. I slid. Honestly, I slid so my legs were straight out, and I landed on my bum. The bad thing is, I kept saying, in my mind, in that short trip down, it's funny how your mind works. I had a bone density scan last year. It's something they like you to do when you're taking this certain drug after you've had cancer. And it said I have osteopenia, which means in my hips, which means I'm very susceptible to breaks if I land on it wrong or something. So I kept thinking in my head, oh no, I have osteopenia. Oh no, I have osteopenia. Then my next thought after that was, don't undo what Dr. Patel did. Well, the bad thing was I hyperextended my knees. And if you know my story, I have artificial joints in my knees and my shoulders. I've had other surgeries too, but this is due to arthritis. Hyperextended my knees. And way back when, my very first joint replacement, let's see, graduated in 97. I got it in 2007. And it is more than due to be replaced time-wise. But I always thought, well, it didn't bother me too much. I'm fine. It's been bugging me a little bit, but not enough for me to go through the procedure of another knee replacement. But when you hyperextend your knees, you take them beyond flat so that they go up a little bit. Not that much, but just enough. And yeah, my knees are still very stiff. In fact, right now I'm doing something I shouldn't do. I am sitting, what's that called? Crisscross applesauce. I'm sitting like that right now, only because this is my favorite place to do my podcast at, with my fireplace behind me. I have windows on those sides. I just love it. And it took me a long time to find this spot. It's just the best way to sit back here. I can straighten them up, but, you know, I automatically sit and cross my legs. So that was scary. The only thing that came out of it is sore bum and hyperextended knees, which I'm trying to take care of. And I've made an agreement with my husband that if I can get through the summer, and if it still bugs me in the fall, then we'll make an appointment. Because I love the doctor, but I don't want to see him before I absolutely have to. Knee replacement is not fun. Well, no replacement is fun. But yeah, yeah. Maybe it's because it was my first one, because my second one was not nearly as bad. So we'll see. Anyways, so yeah, I had that happen. And then out of the blue, and I blame the road construction, I can use my phone to get on the internet. I can message people on Facebook and things, but I cannot make or receive phone calls, including video chatting with my grandchildren, and I cannot text message with my phone right now. I've missed my video chatting. No, I'm not going to cry. It's been too long since I've talked to my grandbabies. I did send an email to my daughter, and bless her soul, she's a good person. She told me she was going to tell the kids, and I just feel bad that she has to. I look forward to when they video chat with me, and I wondered earlier on last week if there wasn't some problems, because it would freeze for absolutely no reason, or it would cut out. And they've been working on this for a little bit, and so I don't know what my phone service is going to be like for the next couple months. So, anyways, on to a different topic. How was everybody's Mother's Day? We celebrated Mother's Day here in the United States on last Sunday. I hope everybody had a grand one. I have window boxes on my deck, and I was able to plant them this weekend. It's still too wet to even think about rototilling the garden, although my neighbor did today, so we will have to see about it. But yeah, and I always like to plant something on Mother's Day. It was a beautiful day, so I went out there and I planted my. I have some violas, some pansies, and then some herbs that I started inside that I took out there, and it was a good day. Got to watch my reds. Finished dyeing my yarn. Started spinning again. And my husband told him that my phone wasn't taking or receiving calls or texts. So he actually called using my husband's phone, and got to talk to him for a little bit, hear about how Mama's doing, which she had her booster shot, her second booster shot, and she wasn't doing well. But we're praying that everything, she's feeling a lot better by now. They're going to go on a trip before long, before Mama gets too big. And then my daughter on Saturday, she knows on Saturdays I usually get Panera. I have started the Mediterranean diet, or the DASH diet, a couple weeks ago. And when you start off, there's no fruit. And I sat there and went, oh, no fruit. Well, my favorite salad started appearing right then, which is their chicken poppy seed salad, Panera's. Well, this week I could have fruit. And so my daughter goes, Mom, tell me what you want for Panera. It's my treat. I'll have it delivered to you. So I ordered that. It was so good. And then I kept thinking, she paid for delivery and everything. So I had a happy Mother's Day. Didn't get to talk to my grandbabies, but got to talk to my children. Well, one through emails, the other the phone. So yeah, that's my week in a nutshell. I know you've noticed there's new pictures at the beginning of this because my grandchildren. I told my daughter, I said, if you want to get me anything else for Mother's Day, take pictures of my grandbabies. So she did. I'm not sure where they were at, but there were slides and everything, and it looked like they were having a blast. So yeah, so I decided to put some of those at the beginning. Just not many. I'll put a few at a time. Otherwise, the intro would be longer than this. Yeah, and then at the end, like always, I like to post what I've done so you and I can both see my progress on my items that I'm knitting and spinning. I can't show you what's on my spindle because it's attached to my spinning wheel. So, but when I get it done, it's beautiful. So, anyways, okay, I think that's it. I have enjoyed this visit with you guys. It's been so nice. Um, I'm hoping that you guys all have a wonderful crafty week. I hope that your craftiness has no mistakes in it, but if they do, I hope they're little ones that are easy to fix. I'm going to say this now before I forget it. If you liked this video, could you please push the like button? And if you're new, could you subscribe, please? Okay. Um, I love all of you. I feel like you're right here in my living room every time we do this and we're just talking face to face. So I love you. Big, big hugs. Take care. God bless, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye bye.